There are few things in this world that are as rewarding as finding your scent profile, the scent profile that you just really, really like. And when you find your scent profile, it's a lot of fun because then you can go out and find fragrances similar to your favorites. And that's what this video is. This is a, if you like this, try this fragrance video. And this was a viewer suggested fragrance video, and you did such a good job suggesting this video that I had to stop myself. I was like, you've done enough. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 16 fragrances. If you like this, try this. Let's go. Alright. Now, these are not clones. Some of them get a little close to being clones. These are not clones. That would be cheating. These are different, but they're in the same ballpark. Number 1. From the house of Bacoraban. This is Invictus. This is my favorite version. It's Eau de Toilette. And this is a beautiful, bluesy, aquatic type spring fragrance, summer fragrance. And the, oh, I like that, shape of a champion's cup. This is a youthful fragrance, energetic fragrance. And if you like this fragrance, then go check out this one. This is from Rasasi, and this is Hawas, and you can see I've used this guy. I have used this guy. This is another blues aquatic type fragrance that always finds its way in my rotation during spring and summer. Good for layering and good for compliments. Great for compliments. So, if you like Invictus, check out Hawas. When this first came out, it was like 50, 60 bucks. Now you can get it for less than 30, which I think is a great deal. And they're coming out with a new elixir, Hawas elixir. Interested to try that out. Next, from the house of Killian, Angel Share, a boozy, gourmand type fragrance, cinnamon. Some have described it as like walking past Cinnabon. I don't know what kind of Cinnabon y'all got. Maybe alcoholics working back there, but I definitely get, quite a bit of booziness as well. And if you like that, check out this fragrance from Latafa. It is Kamra Kuhwa. This fragrance and this fragrance, I can tell you from when I did my side-by-side or my fragrance video trying to identify the real Angel Share, I can tell you that this guy was my second favorite. This shares with Angel Share a distinct quality and note breakdown. Different notes, but spicy throughout. This has a coffee note and a little more sweetness, but out of the 8 fragrances I tested, I picked both of those as my favorites, and the main difference is the price. Angel Share is a $200 plus fragrance, $200 This is Victor and Rolf. And this is Spicebomb. I love Spicebomb. It's a gorgeous blend of vanilla spice explosion of scents. A quintessential fall fragrance. And a great date fragrance. And what I have for you here is from the House of Cremo. This is spice and black vanilla. This fragrance is pretty close actually. This is a $25-$30 fragrance. It hits despite being an eau de toilette. It hits hard in the air right from first spray. You get tobacco, vanilla, and spice bomb notes. Oh, it's such a good fragrance. Less than $30. This is an easy one. Great gift. It used to be much cheaper until Cremo realized what it had, and they're like, we could be charging a lot more money. It's like, yeah, you could be. Still affordable. Still less than $30. From the House of Mancera. Their flagship, Red Tobacco. My favorite thing, magnetic cap. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love the bottle, love the presentation, love everything about it. Smells like cherry tobacco, smells like a cigar lounge. And by rules of transit, so will you. So will you. However, this fragrance, even though it's not the most expensive, $80, is not for everybody. But they made a more mass appealing version of it, and you could call this a clone, I think. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to, because they do change up some stuff in this. And we have from Armoff, Hunter Killer, the fragrance that immediately got buried. I never saw this talked about, advertised, anything. And Armoff's Hunter line is very good, very good. Now this fragrance, obviously you can tell, right? You see what they're going for. This fragrance takes away some of that bitterness, that in-your-face tobacco, and puts in some sweetness, some sweet notes. There is such a thing as a mass-appealing red tobacco. It is this Hunter Killer. So much so, I honestly prefer Hunter Killer to red tobacco. Eau de Parfum lasts forever. Incredible fragrance. Next, I'm gonna do it in this order only because this fragrance is one of the most popular fragrances of 2024, and it is Le Male Elixir. This is a strong vanilla type of fragrance. I wore this tonight, and I got some strange reactions to it, and I look forward to talking about it in my February rotation video. But what do I recommend if you like Le Male Elixir, which apparently a lot of people do? I have two. fragrances. If you like Elixir, then you opposed to just like a vanilla sweet candy gourmand like this. Not to mention it's very expensive. But I do love the fragrance. I just don't prefer it anymore. And then my second suggestion from YSL. The line is myself. And this is Les Parfums. Les Parfums. It had a bit of its time in the sun, but overall was not reviewed as positively as some of these other fragrances are. These fragrances, these elixirs that are coming out are so heavily vanilla based. This is also vanilla based, in my opinion, very different from the Eau de Parfum. And this is a vanilla bourbon type fragrance, similar to YSL's Baby Cat, except this is much better than Baby Cat. And I think these two are going for similar vibes. But don't sleep on Stronger with You. If you have an Ulta in your area, they should carry all three for you to sample. I did put a fragrance out here that I forgot to add into the intro, but you know, sometimes you have fragrances that are literally, there's nothing that's like it, and one of those fragrances I think is Ani by Nichane. And the first time that I smelled Ani, that was my first words, was there is nothing like this. But if you look hard enough, almost every fragrance I've found has something like it, because you can only invent the wheel once, right? And everything else comes after. So, next, if you like Paco Rabanne's 1 million, then go out and try you some Valentino Born in Roma Intense. I think my favorite type bottles, excuse me. I love these bottles, man. And this is a sweet, advertised as kind of a clubbing fragrance. I guess kind of like an Eros, but very similar to like that 1 million DNA. Fruity, mass appealing. Women love it. Valentino's Born in Roma Intense. Get the intense version, is much better. Next, if you like Green Irish Tweed, pick this guy up by Parfums de Marly. This is Galloway, and I've featured this quite a bit lately, so I'll keep it brief. To me, off the tops, this is a Fougere green fragrance, almost identical to Green Irish Tweed off the top, and the mids, and the base. Very different, very different. Green Irish Tweed is spicy. This is sweet, but such a good fragrance, and it's not cheap. For a little bit more, you could get Green Irish Tweed, but I actually prefer this makeup to Green Irish Tweed. And if you're trying to smell Green Irish Tweed and you're looking for an alternative that is also quite a bit sweeter, check out Très Nuit by Armaf. It's an incredible fragrance. This next one, from the house of Hugo Boss. can't stop smelling this. This is incredible. The only negative to this fragrance whatsoever is just performance is not tops. But it's also not bad. It's like, talk about 3-4 hours. It's not awful. If you like that, then check this one out. This is Boss Bottled Triumph Elixir. And I'm trying to get this to catch on so people will buy it. And Hugo Boss does not discontinue it. This is the little brother that nobody talks about. It's slightly more expensive, has labdanum in it, and is overall sweeter, sugary sweet on the opener, and the dry town's very similar, but this particular fragrance is more of a mass appealing, sweeter fragrance that, sorry about that, oh my goodness, that women will like more, because that's kind of a concern with the Boss bottle, such a masculine appealing fragrance. It's like, are women really gonna dig it? And you have to consider that always. Alright, next we have, what did they say? If you adore her, Dior her. Stupid. And this is from the house of Christian Dior. And this is Dior Homme Intense. Intense, I tell you, intense. This one's easy to tap. I can rock with that, that's cool. Okay. This is actually a masculine fragrance that women voted on as really enjoying. I think probably because real heavy in this fragrance is iris. Iris being a flower and is very, very common in lipstick. So that's kind of a makeup kind of vibe to it. And a little bit of that sort of incense spicier notes. The Perfume, it's much heavier, but it's also much more expensive. However, people love it, and for a good reason. It's a great fragrance. If you like Dior Homme Intense, some of you already know what's coming. We have another one from the house of Valentino. And this is Valentino's Homme Intense. This smells like a mix between Dior Homme Intense, which is an eau de parfum, and Dior Homme Parfum. This resembles more of the parfum, which is currently around $200, and this is 80 something, 90, 100 at high end. This has a distinct leather note in it, and of course Valentino bottles, gotta do that. I love these bottles, man, I really do. This fragrance overall, it's a more masculine fragrance, but the thing that I love about this is how close it gets to being similar to Dior Homme Parfum, which I think is one of the best fragrances I have in my collection. For a fraction of the price, and performs magnificently. Okay. Let me come up to breathe. So, people don't talk about this a whole lot, but in ASMR, it's very difficult. Breath control. I made a few videos, and in my videos, you can even hear me going before I talk, and also laugh a lot, and I have to mute my laugh. So let's keep going. I love you all. Let's keep going. The house is Tommy Ford. And we have Ombré Leather. Now, I could have gone Tuscan Leather with this. But I think Tom Ford has a very unique take on leather fragrances. I think Tom Ford leather fragrances smell different than any other leather-based fragrance. It's brutal. It's animalic. If this is your first step into leather fragrances, you're gonna be like, I'm not sure I'm liking this. And you'd be right too. It's beastly. Ombré Leather has that animalic leather note, but it has an opener that's very fruity. But you don't really get that a whole lot in the mids and the base. It dries down to be just about the same as Tuscan Leather. But if you like that, then go get you some of this from Go Dolphin. Go Dolphin, Parfums de Marly. I'm doing that a lot tonight. From the house of Go Dolphin, it's Parfums de Marly. Oh my gosh. This is amateur hour, y'all. This is amateur hour. I remember I got this fragrance. Such a good deal. Such a good deal. Knowing that I did not love Tuscan Leather, and this was very similar, but I got it anyways. And you know what? I wore it, and I started liking it. Oh my gosh. I wore it, I started liking it. The thing about wearing fragrances you don't usually wear is you haven't gone nose blind to them. Meaning, you can smell this on your skin, and I sprayed it once. And wouldn't you know, man, I was getting whiffs of it all night. This is a limited fragrance. Fall, winter, cold times, this is not going to be a mass appealing fragrance that you can wear around everyone for every occasion, but gosh darn if it's not a good leather-based fragrance. If you like leather, check this out. The house is Parfums de Marly. The name is Go Dolphin, and look at that. Look at that bottle. Gorgeous. I love that bottle, man. It is a fine addition, as General Grievous would say. A fine addition to my collection. We got 2 more fragrances, y'all. The house is Tommy Ford. And the name is Tobacco. Why did I say tobacco? Noir Extreme. That's the real name. I told you all, amateur hour at the club tonight. So, I love this fragrance, and there have been some clones of it. Good clones. Very good clones. What you have is a rich, complex tonka, kind of waxy, rich fragrance. It's dark, it's dirty, it's sensual as a date night fragrance, but because you have the tonka, it's waxy and powdery enough to be an office fragrance and unisex. In a sense, it's just a sensual date night type fragrance. That's really good. It's really good. Remember, Tom Ford's only been out since 2006 doing fragrances. Even his oldest creations are really not that old. this fragrance, go get a fragrance called Odyssey Black by Armoff. This is a fragrance like all of these that are that similar vibe, but not a clone. And this tonka and this tobacco's rich tobacco puts off very similar vibes. Now the thing that I like about this one, first off, the bottle is wicked cool, but I love the price. This is Eau de Parfum concentration, and you can get them in rack stores, eBay. I don't know, I think I've seen them. I think I actually got this from Perfume Spot for less than $30. And that's a crazy price for a fragrance that's good. Lasts for a long time, and I really, really enjoy it. That is the last time that I will do that, I promise. Okay. Next, and also last, we have a fragrance. I have two recommendations actually on this one. And this one, from the House of Creed, we have Creed Aventus. I love Creed Aventus. I can't lie about that. How many people you think have done tapping on Creed Aventus? Maybe a couple, huh? No, there's just a ton of pineapple-y, birchy, smoky fragrances that have tried to replicate Creed Aventus. Done a great job. Oh my gosh. But this is not a video of clones. This is a video of same vibes. So what do I recommend for those who like Creed Aventus? First, we'll go to the one that's more similar. The house is Versace, and we have Eros Energy. Now, I was a fool. I'll admit it. I got this right when it came out. I paid full price. And now it is like, I think I saw it on Joma's shop for less than $65. Just less than half of what I paid for it. But I do think it's worth that. I think it's worth $100. This fragrance, when you first smell it, it's gonna give you major Aventus vibes. And as somebody who has purchased a lot of fragrances, not knowing what they are, sprayed them only to find out it's an Aventus clone. When I first sprayed this, I was like, dang it, I just spent over $100 on an Aventus clone. However, that's not what I got. It is very Aventus, but it goes away quick and is totally different. In the dry down, you have like orange juice or lemon juice. It's very citrusy, and honestly, it smells like you can drink it. And any of that kind of smoky, birchy woodsiness that it had in the top kind of breaks away, and you have a very energetic fragrance. I remember a Jeremy Fragrance video, and I don't watch his stuff, but I did once upon a time that I needed a laugh, and he grabbed this guy, Energy, and he described it as smelling exactly like Sauvage, he says something smells like Sauvage. That smells nothing like Sauvage, not even a little, not in this world, or this life, or the next. It smells a little bit in the same realm as Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton in the dry down, but in the opener is very much Aventus. But I do have another one. This is from Lattafa. This is Tweed Al Fursan. This is a $18 fragrance. And this is a strange fragrance because this is a mix of Aventus and Baccarat Rouge. Very strange combo. Projects like crazy. This $18 fragrance projection monster 2 sprays. Holy cow. But if you ever wondered what like a mix between Aventus and Baccarat would be, it's this guy. And $18 fragrance has a magnetic cap. So you can't tell me it costs too much to put magnetic caps on everything. You know what the most pitiful cap is? Probably that I've ever seen. The Boss bottle cap is already half scratched off. And it's just cheap